Guys, welcome back. And for fun, we are going to look at Jose Altuve's career playoff stats. Actually started playing around with Baseball Reference quite a while ago, but baseballreference.com will actually give you the home and away batting differential. And to put Jose Altuve's name in the scandal is just absolutely terrible. It's almost like making the claim that everybody on the Astros knew. Everybody on the Astros cheated. And the biggest name on the Astros is, of course, Altuve. And that he cheated. But I'm telling you, he didn't. And so, I was looking at some of the really cool stats of Altuve in the postseason, and I was looking at Bellinger stats. Let me give you just a quick Bellinger stat, just for fun, because here's my problem with Bellinger. Bellinger is just slightly overrated, and he had a terrible last 100 games. And to actually only be batting around 250 for the last 100 games of the year, it's just incredible how he still got NL MVP. Congrats to him. Maybe I think he's overrated. Maybe it's just me. He did make a splash at the beginning of the season, and that's the splash that needed to be heard around the league in order to get the NL MVP. But he did have a great first 55 games, batting near 400. The rest of the season, I didn't really think he was that special. But I'm going to give him where credit's due. Uh, the juiced balls of 2017 definitely will be remembered, but he's a great hitter. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in the league, and he topped out the league pretty well, so good for him. I'm just saying he's slightly overrated, and here's my real issue is that I don't find him to be very clutch. In the World Series in 2017, he only hit one home run, and then irritating to me, he hushed up the crowd, and that was his. Otherwise, he had struck out 17 times in that World Series. So when you look at one home run, and then let's look at 2019 for just a second. 2019, he only had four hits and only one of them was a double, no home runs. Altuve, on the other hand, has had 60 playoff hits, and Altuve had 25 hits this postseason, which was five more than anybody else. We did not even win a home game in the 2019 World Series. So we stunk it up, actually. But Altuve didn't. Altuve got 10 hits in the World Series. If you look at the top line here, the top line in 2015, age 25, Houston versus New York, it was a wild card game. He only had one hit. But if you go into these columns where it was against Kansas City and then Boston, when you look at the Boston column, which is the third column, and he had 19 plate appearances and eight hits, and he must have walked in there too. I can't quite find the line, but his batting average was a 533 with three home runs, which were all in one game. And if you look at his home run total there, which is towards the middle center, and you can column down to the bottom, he has 13 playoff home runs in these 5 years. And if you look at the hit total, he doesn't have four hits or seven hits or 10 hits. This man has 60 playoff hits. 60. 60. That's insane. He has 10 doubles in the playoffs, 13 home runs, 29 RBIs, a 290 playoff batting average, and you guys can look at the OBP and slugging and OPS right there. I'll slide it over. You guys are more than welcome to pause this at any time or go to baseballreference.com. We don't need to see his age, so I'm going to slide out the age right there. But if you look at that this man is underrated at the most. Underrated. He actually, look at that OPS against the Yankees in 2019, which is the second to the bottom column at the right. Once again, the second to the bottom column at the right. He has a 1097 OPS, a slugging of 652, OBP of 444. I mean, if you have an OBP over 400, that's insane. His playoff stats, what makes him his playoff stats are insane. What makes him a little bit underrated is he's clutch. This guy is absolutely clutch. It's the clutch gene. If you put the pressure on me, I'll crack. But this guy, you put the pressure on him, he achieves even more. And that's the thing. When you're talking about, it's not about postseason, running up the career numbers. It's about the clutch moments. And he has performed in every way. If you look at here, let's look at he's been in 50 playoff games, which is kind of the first column after the result. There's been 10 different series. If you look at the W's and the L's, they've won 7 of the series and lost 3. They've been in the playoffs 4 times. He has 226 plate appearances, 207 at bats, because that's minus walks, 38 runs, 60 hits, 10 doubles, no triples, 13 home runs, 29 RBIs, 5 stolen bases. I mean, this 18 bases on balls, only 30 strikeouts out of 207 at bats and 226 plate appearances. That's insane. That's only 1 out of every 7 times. His batting average, once again, is 290. Against the Yankees, he took out the Yankees in one swing all by himself. In a sense, it's a team game. His batting average against the Yankees, if you look at the second to the bottom column, was 348. His postseason batting is amazing. Like I said earlier, I was looking at his home and away splits, and the difference, I believe, at home was like 304 this year, and away was 291. To only be 10 points off, that's only like 3 to 4% off, is totally normal home and away. And also with the Crawford boxes having a short porch, you're going to get a few more home runs, because he did have a few more he had 5 more home runs. He had 17 home runs at home and 12 away. He's not a home run hitter. He's not somebody that hits more than between 12 to 24 home runs. This was the year of the juiced ball, so he had 31 home runs. Anyway, like I said, I looked at his splits, his home and away splits, very carefully. I didn't see any anomaly in it. And, the added value of the distraction of, focusing. Honestly, when you focus on stealing signs, back to the scandal, let's go back to the scandal. When you focus on stealing signs, it totally affects your RBIs, your runners in scoring position. Your runners in scoring position, you have the second baseman that might get picked off. You might have the batter confused by what's he signing to him. Did he actually get the sign right or what? It just makes for sloppy, messy baseball. And to tell you the truth, this at the most was an anomaly. Created by a couple of people at the most. Every team has people that have an interest in stealing signs. I've been over this before with you guys. We need to look at the facts. We need to look at, there's a lot of players that say, hey, let me just see the ball and hit the ball. They cannot be distracted by looking over at coaches and other players. They have to focus 100% on the pitcher. Anyway, that's my video. Hopefully you guys liked it, and I will see you guys next time.